David Costa, Dean at Robert Kennedy College. Thanks for coming to visit us today, David. Let's carry on with this conversation about Europe then. We have had some fairly poor economic data in addition to all the bad news and the sovereign debt crisis that we already know. Where do you think Europe can find some growth potential?
Good morning. Well, that is the big dilemma is really that, with so many cuts, with so many taxes, we have heard from Sarkozy that one of the priorities now is even to put a new tax on financial transactions, which will be difficult to implement, but also very punitive for banks, which might then pass the cost to the clients and will really create another impediment to have a faster growth. So I think we have really an issue in Europe. We need more action. We need faster action. And I think also the stronger economy in Europe have to realize that they do not live in a vacuum. And so having a weak Europe and some of the peripherals still in a bad situation, in difficulties, will impact their economies. So it is inevitable that in the short term we will see this slowdown. It is very difficult to have growth in those circumstances where we have really two different Europes. One pretty strong, which wanted a higher interest rate, and a Europe which is still struggling.
David, you're not very upbeat when it comes to the prospects of growing economic integration in Europe, and it was my understanding, or at least that's what a lot of analysts were telling us, that that is the real stumbling block, the real hurdle to resolving the debt crisis that we're seeing. So if not that, what can really help resolve this problem?
It is very difficult, but I do not see this integration to be something feasible on the short term. It is so difficult, we have seen in the last months, to get any decision, even on fairly pretty much urgent matters from the 17 members. So having really a fiscal consolidation and harmonization throughout all those countries, it will take a lot of time. And I'm not entirely sure that we have so much time that the markets will be willing to wait so much. So yes, the process is ambition. It is a step in the right direction. But as we have heard from the German Chancellor, they want to regain the confidence of the market step by step. And it remains to be seen if the market are willing to really get back step by step. It is very difficult to bring confidence back. What I've seen is really a total lack of confidence in Europe at the moment, which of course create opportunities to some degree for investors. But at the same time, the political side, it is very weak. And I do not see some of those projects to really find momentum in the short term. I do not see that concretizing soon. Because of the difference, because of really different agenda, different mentalities, and at the same time different objectives.
Right, David, hi, it's Lisa over in Singapore. You mentioned opportunities, and I know you're very bullish on gold. You see it going all the way to 2000. What do you make of this story about Venezuela trying to nationalize its gold industry within the country? What would that do to the price of gold? What's your take?
Well, it is clear that governments throughout the world are now accumulating gold, and I think that that is really the big player in the market, more than just the retail investors. And of course, the fear trade plays a role. The news from Venezuela obviously increased somehow the fear to some degree that if they are going to take nationalize all the golds, is going to take something away from the market. So I do see the fear trade in gold to remain, but at the same time, I also see opportunities in other precious metals like platinum, because on average on the last 20 years there have been a gap of about $400 per ounce between gold and platinum. So either we see a big correction in gold, which I do not see at the moment, or platinum being very close at the cost of production, it has a much more limited downside.
David, thanks very much for your time this morning. David Costa, Dean at Robert Kennedy College. Well, if you want to keep up with